Hello, welcome to Screen Talk with yours truly, Nomfanelo. So the Academy announced some changes that's going to be put in place starting with the upcoming Oscars next year. And yes, I've seen there's a lot of chatter in regards to the changes. You could argue some of the changes are good, some not so good, and some you just make you question why this happened. So let's just go through it here. So I'm on like the official website here, and here's what they have to share in terms of rule changes. So, first one here says in the acting category, actors may be nominated for multiple performances in the same category if those performances place in the top five votes, which aligns with achievements in other award categories. And I'll be honest, I did not know this was not a thing because we have seen in the past where um, an actor would get nominated, let's say, for different performances in, let's say, different categories. But I did not know that before that wasn't allowed. But now with this, I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. So I guess this is a good thing in a way. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I was like, okay with this one. And then next up, they say here, additionally, in the acting category, only roles credited in the film's legal billing and demonstrably performed by humans with their consent will be considered eligible. So clearly, like with the whole, it's a lot of like chatter in regards to AI with the different stories popping up. So it seems like yeah, like with performances enhanced with AI and all that stuff will not be eligible, which is good though. Um, and then they mentioned in the casting category, which was the newest award that started with this past Oscars. So to say here in this category, the number of statuettes awarded will increase from a maximum of two to a maximum of three statuettes. I guess that's nice. In the cinematography category, the preliminary voting round will produce a shortlist of 20 films rather than 10 to 20. I mean, yeah, because I remember when they announced I don't know if they call it shortlist, long list, whichever the case may be. There were some complaints in terms of notable films not included in the shortlist for the cinematography category. So now that like it's set on 20, I mean that's nice, I would say. Now the international one, yeah, there's a lot of chatter on this one so far from what I've seen online. So it says in the international feature film category, there are now two ways to submit a film for consideration. In addition to a film being submitted as an official selection by a country or region via the Academy approved selection committees, a non English language film can now be submitted for consideration by winning a qualifying award at an international film festival as specified in the International Feature Film Award qualifying festival list. Qualifying festivals for the 99th Oscars are the Berlin International Film Festival. So for that, has to win the Golden Bear for Best Film. Busan International Film Festival. So for that one, there's the Busan Award, Best Film Award. Cannes with the Palme d'Or. Sundance with the World Cinema Grand Jury Prize. TIFF with the Platform Award. And Venice with the Golden Lion. So that's interesting because there have been, yes, throughout the years, probably for a long time, people, including myself, have complained that with this category, that it's essentially decided by the committee, like for the country and all that stuff. And usually every year, there's always like films snubbed by those committees for whatever reason. I mean, I've made videos on a few of them. I remember, yeah, with a few years ago with All We Imagine as Light. with the India Film Board, they snubbed that film in favor of another film which didn't even get nominated at the time. And we've seen many examples of this and all that stuff. So yes, I guess with those are still a factor, but I guess it's nice for international films to also qualify through these different festivals. But the catch is that it has to win one of those awards that they mentioned here on the website. Now, I wouldn't mind it. Like, let's say if it was from those festivals, but let's say any award, I guess that Fringe Film Festival could qualify. But in this case, it's like it has to be those specific awards from those specific festivals. I'm not too sure how to feel about that part. It's nice that it could also qualify through festivals, but I don't know about the part where it has to be where it has to win one of those select awards from those festivals. I'm not too sure how to feel about that one, to be honest, because what if, let's say, there's like a film that ends up winning, let's say, all of those awards, uh, which means that the like any other films would not be able to, I guess, qualify from that aspect. And let's say if they're not able to qualify, if they're not selected by like the country and all that stuff, I mean, that's a little unfair. But yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. And I have seen online people notes that how come it's only these select film festivals, and why not other film festivals are not being considered for this. So I noticed when I was looking online in terms of how people were reacting to this, many people were questioning why the platform award from TIFF is being considered, let's say, over the big one, which is the People's Choice Award from TIFF. I think it's because with that one is decided by the public, while with the Platform Award, it's decided by a jury, and it, I guess, focuses more on the international films. So I guess that's my best bet on why the Platform Award as opposed to the other ones. But yeah, I saw many were questioning, oh, this one is equivalent to like the Palme d'Or or the other awards that are being considered with this category at the Oscars. So, I mean, that's my best bet. But I'll leave a link for this if you wanted to read about the platform awards specifically. So there's that. So back to the video. And also too for the international feature film category. So the film will be credited as the nominee rather than the country or region, and the award will be accepted by the director on behalf of the film's creative team. The director's name will be listed on the statuette plaque after the film title, and if applicable, the country or region. So yeah, I don't know if I like this one here. Because with this category, it should be awarded to the director and the producing team. Because why we because I just don't get that the director's name will be on the statue, but they're not credited as the recipient for the award. Instead, it's going to the film. So I'm wondering how that's going to work. That like who's actually going to take the trophy if it's awarded to the film? I mean that just does not make sense there. There needs to be more clarification on that part. But yeah, when I first saw this, like the first thought I had like is that it feels like it's a one step forward, two steps back, or the equivalent of that. If it really felt like that, because yeah, it's nice um for the films for this category, they could also be considered through festivals and all that stuff. But it seems like there's a lot of steps and a lot of jumping through hoops and all that stuff in order to be like considered. So yeah, I feel like yeah, like I don't really get the point of the award going to the film itself. It just does not make sense to me. Just give the award to the director and the producing team. Make it similar to Best Picture, where you give it to the producers and all this stuff. Like I just don't. It just doesn't make sense where you just give it to the film. It's like what are you doing here? It's kind of pointless, to be honest. So it's like you would rather just give it to the country and all that stuff, but like yeah, just that does not make sense to me there. And I do want to note that I did saw a tweet that from Film Updates where they said it's going to be presented to the film's director. That is not true because, as the rules point out here on the Oscars website, it's going to be given to the film itself, but the director will accept the award, but they're not actually going to be credited as the award winner for that category, if that makes sense, to be clear. So yeah, the director is not going to win the award for this category, but they will accept it on the behalf of the film. Again, the way with this choice, I'm just like, no, it's better to give it off to producer or producing team and the filmmaker, not the film itself. I just it feels pointless to me. All right. Also, too says here in makeup and hair styling category, makeup artists and hairstylist branch members must attend at least one of the two final branch meetings, which are roundtables, to be eligible to vote in the preliminary round. I'm like, okay. For original song category, it says the rules clarify a song's eligibility when based on its placement in the end credits. I know, like, for years there's been contention because we have seen some songs that were nominated, but they were only like placed in the end credits, essentially, as opposed to being placed at some point in the film. So they say here for songs submitted as the first new music cue, once the end credits begin, the video clip must include at least the last 15 seconds of the film before the credits begin. I mean, yeah, I find that like that's fair, I would say. And then for visual effects category, all Academy members must view the 3 minute before and after reels from the visual effects bake off to be eligible to vote in the final round. I'm like, fine. For the writing categories, the rules codify that screenplays must be human authored to be eligible. I mean, yeah, I agree with this, obviously. Again, with the whole AI discussion of it all, yeah, like it makes sense, yes. Because, yes, I agree with this. It says for governors, awards recipients, a minimum of three disciplines must be represented in the given awards year. I'm like, okay. And it says under eligibility rule 2 regarding a generative artificial intelligence, the Academy reserves the right to request more information about the nature of the use in human authorship. I'm like, yeah, also too, that's fair. And then yeah, they share like the key dates and deadlines for submissions and all that stuff. And then says here in terms of campaign promo regulation to say, yes, screenings of Q&A sessions or panel discussions before nominations may now have up to two moderators instead of one. I'm like, that's fine. And it says, in all e-blasts and FYC calendar entries sent to Academy members via Academy approved mailing house from a motion picture company, individual associated with an eligible motion picture or qualifying film festival must include an email or phone number of contact for inquiries and all that stuff. I'm like, that's fine. And it says here that awards rules are formulated by awards committee based on recommendations by branch executive committees, International Feature Film Executive Committee, and it says subject to final approval by Board of Governors. So Yeah, there's that, and they say this is subject to change. So who knows? Maybe there might be some modifications to these rules. I mean, they really need to modify, in my opinion, the international feature film in terms of the recipient, because again, does it make sense to give the award to the film itself? It should be given to the producing team and the filmmaker. Like, make it similar to Best Picture. Uh, yeah. And there is that. So that's my thoughts on all of this. Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree with these changes? Do you not agree with them? Let me know in the comments section. If you want to support me, you can visit buymeacoffee.com/Nomfanelo, where you could donate and also to look at exclusive posts there. Also, too, I do have a community tab here on my YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to the channel, feel free to leave comments there as long as it's under community guidelines. And if you want to follow me on social media, my links are in the description. So I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next one.